Tua, I don't want to say hit the jackpot because that makes it sound lucky. He earned it. He went from high school to college to the NFL. He played well enough in the NFL to get a big deal, et cetera, et cetera. But here you are. He got knocked out of a game again last night. And I'm not going to put a number on it. He's had multiple concussions. Whatever the NFL is saying he's had more than that. And we'll just leave it at that. Because the first one that it's a back injury. It's like, what do you think, I'm stupid? I saw him get spiked on his head. Yeah. It's not a back injury. He got spiked on his head. That's a concussion. He went out there 4 days later and had that terrible one. I believe it was against the Bengals. Put that aside for a second. The money that is available to him is significant. It's $167 M.
Yes.
It's a real thing for him. It's a theoretical thing for me, right? It's a theoretical thing for me to say, well, I already got 75. I don't need one. There's $167 million sitting right there.
He would forgo $124 million if he retired today.
Right. 124. That's real, giant, life-changing, for everybody money. Okay?
That's if he says, I retire.
I can't do this anymore. Yeah. I'm going to choose my health over football.
Okay. But I don't know if he's never cleared to play again.
So if he is medically unable to play,
he gets the money,
forced into retirement, he gets that money.
If he's forced into retirement.
If he is, quote, if he's medically forced into retirement, he has the right to collect $124 million remaining on his contract.
Yeah, if I had that much money on the line, I mean, guaranteed, if I'm his family, he's probably never seen the field again. But that much money on the line, I would never say the words, I retire then.
Yeah. I understand the impulse.
Yeah.
But professional athletes, you played in the NFL 7 seasons. You guys are wired differently than just about everybody else in that I'm going to be okay. You're fearless. You're willing to put yourself at risk, especially football players. And the I can do it factor, which I think we all have to varying degrees. For a professional athlete, it's a 99.9 out of 100. I'll be all right. I'm going to come back. I'm going to do this. So while me making a decision sitting here in a radio studio is one thing, an athlete is different. How did you know when, okay, I've had enough of this, it's time for me to go away?
My family told me. My family made me retire. Like, you are done playing football for life. And it wasn't because my mortality was on the line.
Had you been considering it to this point?
No, I'm trying to play. Actually, John Gruden offered me a contract to the Raiders, and I said no. And I went to the 49ers camp after that 7th year with the Rams. So we won't talk about that. See, I know Jorge's watching.
You have a jersey?
I was all in on playing football again because I wanted back to take on Mike Martz. And I was cool in that locker room until T.O. walked in. I swear.
T.O. sent you out?
T.O. walked in. And I'm like, the way they treated him like he was God, I'm like, no. I cannot be in this locker room. Yeah.
You said your family helped you.
Yeah, but they did. They helped me. So they put the last game I played, and it was in New Orleans. We were in the postseason, and we lost. And that's what knocked us out, and that's what put them in. But we watched the game, and they're like, you are getting blocked. And this is my brothers. My brothers tell me the truth. You're getting blocked by bums. The absolute bums. He is terrible. And look, you're on your back. You're not pursuing the football. I take 2 steps and stop. I'm fighting people. I'm cussing people out. They know their little brother. I'm doing things that I would do if I'm frustrated and mad. You're not playing football anymore. You're just hanging around for a paycheck. You're stealing. That's how they said it. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. It's time for me to move on. So they did it for me. If it was up to me,
was your health any consideration in this conversation?
I would have 2 knee replacements by now, probably a hip, right now if I would have kept playing. If I would have taken that contract, stayed there a year with the Niners, and played beyond what I did, yeah, I'd have 2 metal knees and a hip right now. Yeah, I would be absolutely, what do you call that? Disabled in some fashion. So they retired me. They got in the room.
Did you fight it?
They saved me.
Did you not want to hear it? And again, this is
them. When they say it, I listen. Yeah.
So it's your brothers, and they have your best interest in mind, and they want to do what's right for you. But
yes.
In that moment where they're saying, "Okay, look, you're getting blocked by bums. You can't. You're not. You're getting in fights instead of taking after the football.
Punching people. I'm doing stupid stuff. Yeah.
When you heard that, was no, it's I'm fine. I'm good. So that's one thing.
When you hear the truth, when you hear the truth and you know the truth, like everybody has that inner dialogue where they know the truth no matter what your mouth says.
Yeah.
But when you hear it and they know it and you can't lie to them, they're right. You know what I'm saying? Like if Tua's family is watching that game with him, look, man, look at this. You see what we see. This is getting dangerous.
And that's not even hey, you're throwing interceptions. You're not,
You're getting hurt.
You may get permanently or worse hurt if we keep doing this.
If you go back out there, you're selfish because all of us are scared to death. And I know you want to chase your dream and have fun and win a Super Bowl and all that type of stuff, but what does it matter if you don't make it to 50 or you don't know who you are by 50? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, it may be time for you to stop. Now, wait for the second opinion, the doctor's opinion. Let them diagnose you. But from what we see, it may be time for you to quit playing football. What if the doctors
see? And this is the part where it gets weird, and we can continue having this conversation, through the course of the day. But hey, listen, give yourself some time. Heal. Maybe you miss the rest of the season, but you will heal. You will be okay. We're going to work you back. We're going to make sure that we protect.
This is the team saying?
This is the team.
Yeah.
This is the doctors. This is, maybe not just the team doctors, but independent neurologists, whatever the group of people that are offering him advice are, come to him and say, it's not great, but we think you can play football again.
I'm sure they're going to say that.
Yeah.
But this is about you, not them. Funny story, that the team doctor, the Raiders team doctor, so he puts my x-rays of my knees up in the room and then leaves the room. And I'm looking at it with my brother, who's my agent. There's a fraction of an inch joint space between both knees. There's nothing there. Any doctor worth his salt would say, you are done. This is bad. You can't play football like this. He walked in, looked at it, and said, yeah, you're fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you serious? The union rep came out. I'm like, are you serious? He goes, yeah, you want to play football again, don't you?
Yeah. See, this okay, and I'm not minimizing the story at all, D'Marco. Those are your knees.
This is your brain.
What if it was your brain?
Done.
Right? And that as scary as it is that you may not walk right for the rest of your life, that's bad. I'm not minimizing that at all. But if your brain is, up, what do you want me to do?
They're going to try to get that guy on the field if he wants to play. That's what they assume. No, it's up to you to say, I can't.
Well, what if he can't make the decision? What if he's already to the point where he's not making great decisions because of everything that's led up to this point?
You've seen the story 1,000 times.
And that's where dad, brother, mom, sister, cousin, uncle, agent, somebody, guys, no blanking way. This is a terrible idea. Somebody needs to tell him to stop.
And if he doesn't, it'll happen again.
This is on Good Morning Football. So Manti Te'o has known Tua for Tua's almost his entire life, and has been a family friend. Has been around the Tagovailoa family, and he just was on Good Morning Football and started crying, talking about Tua.
Sure.
And just
Manti Te'o was crying on TV.
Yeah, he was tearing up. It wasn't like he had streams. Okay,
you don't
D'Marco,
like crying.
Come on,
like really crying or fake crying?
He didn't have streams of tears coming down his face. Okay, he got
Are
choked
they really
up.
friends or?
I don't know his life, okay? Never mind.
What I was going to do is I was going to make a joke about at least Tua Tagovailoa as a real person, but I'm not. Not going to do that.
I'm just saying it could be someone in his life. If it,
but believe me, guys, if he wants to play, he's going to play.
Oh,
he's going to play again.
I don't doubt that for a
If he wants to,
second.
you can't stop him.